This word karma has been analyzed in such tremendous detail in the Vedas. They explain karma, vikarma, akarma, which is also called karma yoga and karma sannyas. So Lord Krishna is taking three categories out here. First, karma. We discussed yesterday in regard to karma, there's an apparent contradiction in our shastras. On one side, they are asking us to do karma, they are praising it, and they are explaining it in detail. On the second hand, they are saying this will lead to darkness, your purpose will not be served. So why is there such a contradiction? Let's understand what is karma.
Bhagavad Gita Chapter 4 verse chanting is followed by translation and commentary by Swami Mukundananda.
Karmano hyapi boddhavyam, boddhavyam cha vikarmanaha, akarmanascha boddhavyam, gahana karmano gatihi.
You must understand the nature of all three: recommended action, wrong action, and inaction. The truth about these is profound and difficult to understand. This word karma refers to varnashram dharma. As per the 4 varnas and 4 ashrams, the prescribed duties in the scriptures, they are called karma. They can also be called dharma. They can also be called karma dharma. So often the word karma and dharma is interchangeable in the Vedic scriptures. This karma, or the varnashram dharma, your prescribed duties, are also of 4 kinds: nitya karma, naimittik karma, kamya karma, prayashchit karma. So nitya karma is that which you are supposed to do every day. For example, you bathe every day. Likewise, if you are a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, you are to do your Sandhya Vandan every day. So the Nitya Karma is to be done daily. And what is the fruit of it? There is no fruit. It's just to be done because it is to be done. In that case, I will not do it. If you don't do it, you will be penalized. Very surprising. I do it, I get nothing, and I don't do it, I get penalized. Well, the government rules are also like this. Pay your taxes. If I pay my taxes, what will I get? Will I get a gold medal or something? You will get nothing. And I'll not pay them. Then you will be penalized. Follow the traffic rules just because you have to. So Nitya Karma are just to be done because they are to be done. The Naimittik Karma. These come on special occasions. Like for example, if there's a solar eclipse, if there's a lunar eclipse, then there are rules and regulations. If there is Ekadashi, if somebody has passed away in the family, or a child has been born, there's Sutak. So on these special occasions, the set of rituals to be followed are called Naimittik Karma. And the third are Kamya Karma. Kamya Karma are those that are done for fruitive desires. If you wish to have a child, then you do putra kameshti yagya. Not able to get a child, not succeeding, do the putra kameshti yagya. So the Vedas have this provision also, that material desires can be fulfilled through karma. The Vedas are like a general merchant shop. In the earlier days, we used to have a general merchant shop where everything was available. Likewise are the Vedas. Dashrathji Maharaj did the Putra Kameshti Yagya. But the condition there is that everything must be according to the rules. And the fourth is Prayashchit Karma. Let's say you committed a transgression, a sin. You killed a cow or something. Now this is a sin. Now how to release yourself from it? So every sin has got its Prayashchit, repentance. You do the Prayashchit and dharmena papam apanudanti. It will destroy the sin. Karma chidram nivartate. So these are the four categories of karmas. Nitya karma, naimitya karma, kamya karma, prayashchit karma. Now people do these karmas for fruitive results, the rituals. But the condition here is that all the rules must be followed, then you will get the results. Like for example, if you are doing a yajna, then 6 rules are there. Desh, Kal, Padarth, Karta, Mantra, Karma. What kind of money are you using? What kind of money? Swamiji, whoever's got whatever money. That's now how the yajna is done. Shuklam yadravyam tasmad yajna miritam. Shukla dravya, white money, not black money. That means what you have earned by lawful means, legally, as per your profession, and given away 10% in charity, after that what remains is your lawful money. With that you can do the yajna. And Desh Kal, the place must be correct. The Pandit who's doing it must be knowledgeable. The mantras that are being recited must be properly recited. Now you hear the Yajurvedi Brahmins. Vishno raratamasi Vishno snaptresto Vishno surasi Vishno dhruvosi Vaishnavamasi Vishnavetva. So these mantras have the letters ka kha ga ga. But to each letter a swar is attached. That swar is enunciated with the voice and indicated with the hand. That's why if you see the knowledgeable Yajurvedi Brahmins, they will be moving their hand while saying the mantras. What is this? Some kind of habit of theirs? No, they are indicating the swar. There are 7 swars. Udat, udattar, anudat, anudattar, swarit, swaritoddat, and shruti. Tachakshur deva hitam purasta chukramucharata pashyema sharadah shatam jivema sharadah shatam shrinuyama sharadah shatam pravravama sharadah shatamadina syama sharadah shatam bhuyascha sharadah shatata. Now the rule for the yajna is, if there's a mistake of even one swar, the yajna becomes useless. You'll say, Swamiji, such strict rules? That's right. In Karma Kand, the rules are extremely strict because the Vedas, they don't want to make it easy to get material things. So, dushta shabdah swarato varnato va mithya prayukto natamarthamaha savag vajram yajamanaminasti yathendra shatur swarato paradhat. By one wrong syllable, once, a Rakshas had to perish. When Vritrasur, he got the rishis and munis to do a yajna, forced the pandits to do the yajna, and he kept the mantra there, Indra Shatur Vivardhasva. So the Brahmins thought this demon doesn't know the 7 scales. They kept the same mantra, but they changed the swar. Instead of Adiyodat, they kept Antyodat. The mantra remained Indra Shatur Vivardhasva, but because of the change of the syllable, the meaning changed. Let Indra's Shakti increase instead of the demon's Shakti to increase. And after the yajna was over, the demon Vritrasur thought, I am now powerful. He declared war on Indra and he was fatally wounded. And he screamed, I did not know there was injustice in the court of God. I had kept the mantra that my Shakti should increase. The Devi Devtas responded, you did not even know that there are swar in the mantras. The Rishi Munis had changed the swar. So just like if you are singing and in the rag, instead of tivra ma, you use shuddha ma, the whole rag changes. Like if you wish to cook tea and you don't cook it properly, it becomes poison. So even in the world, there are places where rules are necessary. You write a letter, now you put it in the post box. And if you say, I'll just leave it on the street, it's not going to reach the destination. So in Karma Kand, there are very strict rules. And these rules are practically impossible to follow in the age of Kali. Shadbhis sampadyate dharmas teti durlabhatara kalau. The Vedas are saying that in this Kali Yuga, you don't even get pure material. You don't even have Brahmins who can recite mantras in 7 swaras. So, what is done is just like a social formality. I have seen the chairman of the mandir has arranged for a yajna. Poor Panditji, what to do? His job is at stake. He's there. And the chairman's wife says, Panditji, now sing Balkand Chopais. Mangala Bhavan Mangala Hari Swaha Dravish Dashrat Ajad Vihari Swaha. He has to do it to maintain his job. So this kind, it is all right. It sounds nice, it looks nice, people get happy. But if you think you want the fruit of the yajna, it is not possible in this age of Kali. In the Treta Yuga, when Dashrathji Maharaj wanted to do Putra Kameshti Yajna, he got Shringi Rishi. Vasishji was not fully familiar. Shringi Rishi Vasishta Bulava Putra Kam Shubha Yajna Karava. Likewise, when the Pandavas wanted to do the Rajasuya Yajna, they asked Sri Krishna to be the the Acharya. Sri Krishna said, how can I be Acharya? I am not a Brahman. The Pandavas said, Maharaj, your sense of humor is amazing. Brahma janati iti brahmana. One who knows Brahman, who knows you is a Brahman, and you yourself are not a Brahman. Sri Krishna said, in that case, I am willing. But I have one condition. All the Pandits who come, I will pick up their plates on which they have eaten, the pattals. Pandava said, we'll make you do this seva. Sri Krishna said, if not interested, then I will not be the acharya. Pandava said, do whatever you want to, but you have to be the acharya or the yajna will not be successful. So we came to know that this karma kand is extremely intricate. And finally, if you do get the results, what are the results of karma kand? Either it is material prosperity or it is the celestial abode, Swarga Kamo Yajit. This is called punya, good deeds. So to reap the results of the good deeds, you go to the celestial abodes to the limit of your good deeds. And when they get depleted, you return back from there. So this karma kand, on the other hand, if you compare in bhakti, there are no rules. In bhakti, whether you say Ram Ram or you say Mara Mara, God doesn't care. Murho vadati Vishnaya, dhiro vadati Vishnave, tayor mulyam tu vaitulyam bhavagrahi janardana. Somebody says Vishnave Nama, who knows Sanskrit. And there are those who don't know Sanskrit. So Ramaya Nama, Krishnaya Nama, Govindaya Nama, Vishnaya Nama. So God doesn't care whether you said Vishnaya Nama or Vishnave Nama. He is bhavagrahi. He sees the sentiments. In the path of bhakti, the rules are only helpers. And in the path of karma kand, the rules are essential. So why is the Shastras praising karma kand? The reason is that not everyone is interested in bhakti. This desire to meet God, to know God, is very rare. Somebody was asking me, Swamiji, why don't you openly give lectures on bhakti itself? The people are not interested. That is the reality of human society. So the Vedas recognize this reality. They don't say, okay, there is just one dress that has to fit everyone. Okay, if you are not interested in meeting God right now, something is better than nothing. Tie yourself up in all these rules. Now, of course, since you want the world, you will fulfill the rules. So you will at least remain in the Vedas. You will remain disciplined. You will not become frivolous. You will keep on doing karma. So the karma is praised from the perspective that something is better than nothing. But then after you have been doing karma for so many lifetimes, and you realize, ultimately it just takes you to Swarg and comes back, then the Vedas say, look, if you want to realize God, then this is not going to help. So that is what is karma. On the other side, the second is vikarma. What is vikarma? It is wrong actions. Vikarma is where we break the rules of the scriptures. So the scriptures are telling us how to move from tamogun to rajagun to sattvagun, the mode of goodness. And vikarma means do as your senses say. Do as your mind says. The vikarmi says, these people who wake up early in the morning, they are crazy. They say, get up early 2 hours before sunrise and do your sandhya vandhan and your puja and sadhana. I wake up at 9 a.m. in the morning. And then I have bed tea in my bed. And then I smoke a cigarette and go to the toilet. And in the toilet, I read the newspaper and magazine. So those people who say that there is no need for rules, they come in the category of vikarma. The Lord Krishna says, Arjun, you do need to understand vikarma. This karma takes you to the celestial abode, Swarga Kamo Yajit, and vikarma will take you downwards. Asurim yoni mapanna mudha janmani janmani mama prapyaiva kaunteya tato yantyadhamang gatim. Punyena punyalokam nayati papena papam ubhabhyameva manushya-lokam. Very simple formula. There was this Rani, queen of the ancient days. She used to live in great opulence, Rajas and Ranis of yore. So she used to have a wonderful luxurious room with a wonderful bed. Now her maid servant used to set her bed up every day. And on this evening, she set up the bed, very soft cotton mattress, and on top of that, a silken sheet, and on top of that, flower petals, and then some perfume sprinkled around. And that poor lady started thinking, how much happiness will the queen be getting from sleeping on this bed? I wish I could also do it. She used to sleep on the charpai. So she looked at the clock. There was still half an hour for the Rani to come. She went and closed the door. She thought she has closed it, but it did not close properly. And she went and lay down on the bed. Now, when somebody gets a pleasure, opulence for the first time, they experience great happiness in it. Later on, it becomes commonplace. So she experienced so much of bliss that in 3 minutes she went to sleep. Now when she is sleeping, then which king and which queen, the whole chapter is closed. The Rani came. She opened the door and she found her Naukarani in the bed, snoring like Rima was snoring yesterday. In the drama. So the Rani was indignant. My servant is doing this. She has the guts. She called the guards, take her away and whip her 50 lashes. So her instruction is the command. That poor lady was dragged away and they started whipping her. She kept on yelling every time she was beaten by till 25 lashes. In the 21st, 26th, she suddenly started laughing. The people asked, what happened? Everybody stood up. The queen also found it astonishing. She said that by now you should have fainted. Why are you laughing? The Naukarani said, Rani Sahiba, I was laughing because I slept on this bed for half an hour and the punishment I got was 50 lashes. You have been sleeping on it all your life. What punishment will you get? Because at the end of life, when you have to account for your sins, it is not a question of let this queen come. It's a question of the Jivatma. Yamarajji says, did you do this? Yes, I did it. Did you do this? Yes. All right then, here are the results. Yamarajji, I'm very, very sorry. Hey, this will not do. You should have thought at that time. So, the vikarma results in miseries in the lower forms of existence. And the karma results in a gradual elevation from tamogun to rajagun to sattvagun. But the purpose of God realization is not served by either. So the third now comes akarma. Akarma is when you do your bodily duties without attachment to the results. You offer the results for the pleasure of God. Now the karma is being done, but the inner thought is, it is all for the pleasure of my Lord. Since there is no selfish motive, one is freed from the consequences, and that becomes akarma. Akarma, another name for it, is karma yoga. So Lord Krishna has now explained karma, vikarma and akarma or karma yoga